the flickering candlelight of a 17th-century exorcism, a voice, twisted and guttural, spewing blasphemies in a language the speaker has never learned, the body contorting in ways that seem to defy anatomy. For centuries, this was the unmistakable sign of the demonic. Welcome to Infinity Cast, where we walk the liminal spaces between the known and the unknowable. I'm your host, Vesper Thorne. Tonight, we enter the realm of possession medicine, and I'm joined by my co-host, Vale, to ask a chilling question.
It's good to be here, Vesper. The question being, were these unfortunate souls truly hosts to malevolent entities, or were they victims of something far more intimate, something born from within their own minds?
Exactly. Let's consider the classic markers of possession: a revulsion to sacred objects, hidden knowledge, unnatural strength, and, most notably, the emergence of a new, hostile personality. To the pre-scientific world, the conclusion was obvious. It was a demon. But modern psychology offers a different name for a fractured self that houses multiple personalities.
They called it multiple personality disorder. Today, it's known as Dissociative Identity Disorder, or DID. And when you lay the diagnostic criteria for DID next to the historical accounts of possession, the parallels are uncanny. DID is almost always a response to severe, repeated trauma, usually in early childhood. The mind, unable to cope, essentially shatters. It walls off the trauma into separate, distinct identities or alters to protect the core consciousness. So the demon, with its own name and voice, could be an alter, a personality created to hold all the pain, anger, and terror that the person couldn't handle. Precisely. Think about the hidden knowledge. An alter might retain memories that the host consciousness has repressed. The unfamiliar language. It could be glossolalia, or speaking in tongues, a phenomenon documented in highly emotional or dissociated states. Or it could be a language the person was exposed to as a child and consciously forgot, but an alter remembers. And the unnatural strength? Hysterical strength. It's a well-documented burst of adrenaline in life-or-death situations. For a mind in the throes of a DID switch, where an aggressive, protective alter takes over, the body can be flooded with adrenaline, allowing for physical feats the host would never think possible.
It's a terrifyingly elegant explanation. It reframes the possessed not as sinners, but as survivors. But Roy, what about the malevolence? The accounts consistently describe these entities as purely evil, bent on destruction. It feels intentional.
That's the tragic part. An alter created to hold rage and hate will act out that rage and hate. It's a persecutor alter, a common archetype in DID. Its perceived evil is a reflection of the abuser or a manifestation of the victim's own self-loathing and agony. The mind creates its own devil from the hell it has endured.
So the battleground was never the chapel or the exorcist's chamber. It was always the neural pathways of a traumatized brain. It almost feels more tragic that way. There is no external evil to vanquish, only the shattered pieces of a self to put back together. But it leaves one final, unsettling thought.
What's that, Vesper?
Perhaps the two aren't mutually exclusive. Perhaps a mind fractured by trauma doesn't just create a demon. Perhaps it creates a doorway, an opening in the psyche, making it vulnerable to things that wait in the dark for just such a crack in reality to slip through. The question, then, isn't just what a demon is, but what it needs to get inside.